gentlemen, this evening my guest be Ms. Mona Johnson-Gibson. She's the Executive Director of Ronald McDonald House of Charlotte. How you doing there, Ms. Gibson?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Thank you for coming on the Paul Brown Show.
I appreciate you having me. I'm excited to be here.
Ronald McDonald House. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the Ronald McDonald House, our mission is that we are a home away from home for families of seriously ill or injured children. So when a family travels, oftentimes has to travel to another city to get the treatment that they need for their child, it's a frightening thing because you go to this strange city, you don't know where to go, where can you eat, where can you stay, you might need to do some laundry. A lot of those families end up sleeping in the waiting rooms or in their cars oftentimes. So we kind of provide that love and support and comfort in our home.
That's great. How did it get started?
Well, here in Charlotte or just all around the world?
Well, we can go with Charlotte first.
Okay. I think that, we have two wonderful children's hospitals, Hemby Children's Hospital and Levine Children's Hospital, and they have grown and expanded so much in the last probably 5 to 10 years that we have now, Charlotte has become a destination for pediatric care. So when you become a destination for pediatric care, you're having people come from all over the world to receive treatment at our hospitals, which is kind of exciting. And when that happens, they look for a Ronald McDonald House to come as well. So a group of concerned citizens, medical people came together probably 10 years ago and said, why does Charlotte not have a Ronald McDonald House? And then it all started.
That's where it took place.
Yeah.
How large is the facility?
The facility here in Charlotte was actually opened just a year and a half ago, May 9th of 2011. It's a 35,000 square foot house. So, I immediately asked, did I have to clean that? So, and it has 28 bedrooms, so we can hold 28 families at any given time.
What are some of the kinds of families do you see on a day-to-day basis, and what's the type of illness that they may have, the children?
It's interesting, here in Charlotte, what we have seen are families from all over the world. I think to date here in Charlotte we've seen families from probably 67 counties in North Carolina, okay. 18 or 19 states. People have come from as far away as Washington State, Wisconsin, New York. And so the families are coming even from other countries. I believe we've had families from 8 or 9 other countries now. South Africa, Jamaica, St. Lucia, Israel. So it's just amazing. And the families come from for all types of reasons. Certainly we see cancer and leukemia. We see different blood disorders. We see children who've been in accidents. And we see children who have heart disease, facial cranial diseases. So the different types of things that children come here for are just all over the board, really.
That's awesome. How do you handle working in an organization that allows children, parents, and family members to smile, through all that they're going through?
It is probably the most difficult time that most of these families have ever gone through, have ever seen. And I get asked a lot, Paul, gosh, that's got to be a hard job, a sad job. And I'm taken back by that because I've never thought of it in that way. I feel that if these folks are going through such a horrible time and I'm able to help in some little way, whatever that might be, to give them a good morning, to give them a smile, offer them a cup of coffee, a cookie. We always have cookies at the Ronald McDonald House. Or to take that burden off of them of worrying about where am I going to sleep, where am I going to eat, how am I going to get my laundry done. If I can take that burden off of them, then they can spend all of their time and energy just focused on and worried about that child that's here in the hospital.
At the Ronald McDonald House, what type of services do you provide?
I guess the biggest service is kind of love and support.
Okay.
We offer them a safe, clean, good place to stay. We offer them a huge kitchen. We offer them a huge laundry room. We have volunteers in and out of the house, which, is amazing all the time. And those volunteers certainly offer love and support as well. We also bring in different, I'll call it programs, through our volunteers to help the families be a little distracted, to help siblings that might be here with the sick child so that they have things to do. For instance, Monday night is bingo. Everybody loves bingo.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday we have pet therapy. Local folks come in with their pets, and we have pet therapy. Movie night is Friday night. So trying to offer the families a little chance and opportunity to come back home, spend a little downtime, try to unwind and de-stress before they go back over there to the hospital to fight that fight. So I guess that's kind of some of the services we offer.
Great. One of the individuals that used your program, your service, was Ray Evernham and his family. Tell the audience a little bit about how you blessed him and his family.
Well, you know, Ray Evernham is part of NASCAR, and we're all about NASCAR in Charlotte. He actually was the crew chief when Jeff Gordon first came into being the big race car driver he is. So Ray Evernham at the time was living in, I believe, New Jersey, and he was without a job. He had sold his home, so he literally was kind of homeless and without a job when he discovered that his one-year-old son had leukemia. And there he was having to be in New York City, Manhattan, and get his son treatment at Sloan Kettering Hospital. And he was told about the Ronald McDonald House in New York, and they offered him and his family a place to stay. And they stayed there for months. In the meantime, Ray Evernham, I guess, learned of or met this gentleman named Rick Hendrick, who was offering him a job to come down to Charlotte. And so he did come to Charlotte, but continued to travel back and forth to New York, where his family was staying at the Ronald McDonald House. So you can imagine 5, 6, 8 years ago when we started talking about building a Ronald McDonald House in Charlotte, he was very excited and wanted to get involved, and has been involved in a number of ways, not only donating money, but donating his time and energy and his talents to us as well. So it's been a wonderful partnership for us.
How's the house funded?
You know, our funds come from all kinds of sources. Certainly we look to the corporations in Charlotte, foundations in Charlotte, but probably the most of our money comes from families and individuals who understand having a sick child or who are grateful to have a healthy child. And so our monies come in from all different sources to help us run the house. And it's a lot of, it takes a lot of time, a lot of money to pay those bills at that 35,000 square foot house, but we've been very blessed that a lot of people help us to do that.
How does that feel to receive the blessing that a lot of these individuals, companies, or whatever provide to Ronald McDonald House? How does that make you feel inside?
It's a huge blessing to know that there are people out there that will give you $10, $20, $20,000 to help you pay the power bill, the water bill, all of those things. Even companies that will, there's a company out in Concord, ACN, that actually pays our phone bill and gives us the phones. So there's the Mary Maids franchise here gives us cleaning. There's a guy that gives us an aquarium and cleans it. Just all the people that give and do all the things that they can do to make that house a home for those families, so when they're there they feel comfortable, they feel safe, they feel at home, and they don't really have a worry in the world because everything's taken care of them for them. So it's almost more than a blessing, Paul.
I know it is. I know it is. Okay, I know you had an event that I attended back in December time frame, and it was a blessing to be at that event with Celebrity Charities.
Yes.
And I saw all the love that was in that facility at that time, and it's so touching,
Yeah. It was amazing that day. It was just, that house was packed and fun, and people bought food. They bought canned items for our pantry, so our families, wouldn't have to worry about that. They bought bears, the celebrity bears, and just that they would come over and spend some time at the house and see what we do, feel what we do, and just be there with the families. You know, the families were all out there and in the living room and in the kitchen, and you know, that's what it's about. We want our families to feel like it's okay. They're going to be okay, and they're going to be supported and loved. And boy, they sure showed that back in December. They did.
Correct. Okay, your facility, what's the capacity of it, and are you at that level at this present time?
I guess the good news and the bad news is we can help 28 families at any given time, and I would say most days we're at that 24, 26, 28. So the big blessing right now for me has been if we get a call from one of the two hospitals that a family needs help, generally we're able to help them today. If not, we can help them tomorrow. So for right now, we have not really gone on a waiting list, maybe for a day or two, but not too terribly long, so we're able to get those families in and help. But you know, the interesting thing is, in this 8-mile radius, the two children's hospitals, there are about 300 pediatric beds, give or take. 52% of those, for the most part, come from outside of Mecklenburg County. So Paul, you're kind of looking at 150 families every single night that are looking for somewhere to go eat, somewhere to go sleep, somewhere to do their laundry. And when you think about 150 families, and I have 28 bedrooms, it's kind of like a drop in a bucket. But we help all the ones we can. And sometimes have to help the ones who need it the worst that day.
How do you handle that? You know, knowing that you have some of these families that because of the space that you're not unable to help them out. How do you handle that?
Well, we work real closely with both of the children's hospitals, with their social workers, with their medical staff, to see, you know, the criteria that really, all that we ask is what's their expected length of stay and what's their diagnosis. So unfortunately, sometimes the hospitals have to look at prioritizing. You know, if I'm going to be there a night or two, and you might, off the bat, they kind of think you're going to be there a couple of weeks, you might kind of take that priority. We do work with the hospital, though. Oftentimes, if there's a family there and maybe they're not able to stay with us tonight because we're full, we invite them over for dinner. Every single night, a volunteer group, a church group, a corporate group, a book club, they sign up on our website and they come in to cook dinner 7 nights a week. So there's a hot meal there every single night from 5:30 to 7. So oftentimes we can invite those families to come over, to have a meal, to maybe do their laundry, even possibly to take a shower. We can give them, we call it a guest pass. So we try to help more than that 28 families if we can.
For the viewing audience, what's the process that they would take to get their child into your facility? Is there a process?
They can certainly, we ask them to contact whoever's providing their medical care. It might be a social worker, a nurse, a doctor that they're involved with at the hospital. And if they talk to them about the Ronald McDonald House, they will help to make a referral to the house. Sometimes families don't know that, and they'll call us directly, and we'll help them work through that process to get that referral from the hospital. We do try to get a referral from the hospital because, again, we want to know that we're helping the most people that we can in the most need.
Do you have a volunteer program? Because I know there's a lot of people in our viewing audience who may want to, you know, help out.
Absolutely. You know, they often call us the house that Love built, and I mean, Love built it, Love runs it, Love takes care of it, and I have very few staff, good news and bad news, and so we run on volunteers completely. We have house operation volunteers Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We have 3-hour shifts, and we generally try to have 2 to 5 volunteers on every shift to help us check families in, check families out, keep the house clean for them, keep the pantry stocked for them. And to do that, you can go on our website and sign up to do that. We also have what we call a volunteer interest meeting every Wednesday at 10 a.m. You just show up at the house and we'll tell you a little bit about it. But there's numerous ways to be involved. Some people don't want to come and work at the house every week or once a month. Some people want to just come bake some cookies. Some people want to come fix dinner. Some people just want to help us out at events like the one that you attended in December. And some groups, a lot of corporate groups, they want to come over every now and then and do a project for you. Maybe plant some flowers, deep clean one floor of the house. So there's just a ton of ways to get involved. I always laugh and say, if there's something you love to do at your house, Paul, you let me know because I can let you do it at my house. That's my big Ronald McDonald house. So I would say show up on a Wednesday at 10. Go on our website, which is rmhofcharlotte.org, and go under our volunteer tab and look at all the different ways to sign up, or just give us a call and we'd love to talk to you about getting involved because we need a lot of help. We probably have close to 500 volunteers coming in and out of the house every month, but we probably need closer to 800, so always welcoming more volunteers.
How about the volunteers that have children? Are their children able to be volunteers as well?
You know what we try to do with both volunteer and the little bit of staff that we have is we want the families that come to stay to feel